You expect with these older cult movies that they'll either be surprisingly good, or as I expected with this, a film so bad it's enjoyable. This was actually neither. The Brain That Wouldn't Die has a ridiculous plot that can be laughed at, and then that's it. The rest of the movie is this boring barrage of strip shows, driving scenes, and a ton of build-up for a disappointing climax. Right away, there's this uncomfortable voice with some woman asking to die, presumably our main character for later. Then the title shows up and there's this immediate confusion, because it's not the brain that won't die as much as it is the head. It's not like there's some mutant brain, it's just some face that lacks a body, obviously some actor sticking their head through a table. The same thing was done with They Saved Hitler's Brain. I guess brain has a better ring to it than saying head, but even the end of the film retitles it as The Head That Wouldn't Die. I wonder if that was a serious mistake or what. Anyway, there's this surgeon, Bill, who has advanced but strange methods. While he can save near-dead patients, his father disapproves of his son's antics. Later, he's with his fiancée Jan, and they immediately get into a car crash. It's kind of dumb anyway. He drives really fast to get home for an urgent phone call like an idiot, and then, just kind of rolls down a hill. He survives, but his wife gets decapitated. So he grabs her head and heads to his head assistant, Kurt. With strange experiments, they're able to keep her head alive, and now Bill needs to find a body. He goes to a burlesque show to find one because, he needs something not only good, but better than his wife's body before. This is the part where I begin to suspect that maybe Bill got in the accident on purpose, in order to easily upgrade her body, even though this doesn't seem like the most simple of plans. There's tons of dancing, and you realize the director did this to add some sex appeal. Meanwhile, Kurt is getting his arm ripped off by another experiment of theirs. It's some monster that's locked away, which Jan is able to telepathically talk to. It's all very stupid. And for the most part, the movie becomes boring and repetitive. Lots of long conversations, and many times where Bill tries to persuade a woman to come home with him, obviously so he can kill her and take the body. Except every time there's some third wheel that ruins the fun for him. Eventually, he's able to get some ex-girlfriend to come over, but his plan is thwarted when the monster escapes, and after an hour and 20 minutes, we get the most ridiculous looking monster ever. He looks like Sloth from the Goonies, but like a rushed high school production of the Goonies. He starts the place on fire and finds a way to kill Bill, and saves the ex-girlfriend, letting Jan to die in peace. I honestly was expecting a more campy tone with this flick. It has the cheap sets and silly plot of an Ed Wood film, but it doesn't really have a good pace, and there's nothing really interesting going on. They went serious with this plot, but for some reason we get tons of boring conversations that really lead nowhere. Plus, I can't really believe that this head is threatening, especially when there's no use of special effects. I was hoping for something that was bad on multiple levels, but this is the kind of bad that's just boring. It's an uneventful slog with uninteresting characters. I don't really recommend it unless you want to see the movie that's been influential in a number of parodies and other sci-fi films. Thanks for watching the video. A special thanks to Chris and Ryan for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to join them in getting exclusive videos and blogs, early access, and even be able to request reviews monthly, then please click on the Patreon link, and thanks for the support.